Europe is far more concerned about Greece defaulting on its loans, the economic instability in Portugal, Spain, and Italy, and the cost of the bailout, as well as their own high unemployment and everything else. Their recession is in some ways worse than ours. They're not particularly interested in expensive engagements or adventures anywhere outside of the continent. It's also been used in the past 20 years to project Western power abroad. Now, you'll hear some of the protesters say it's the military arm of the G8. That's nonsense. The G8 includes more than just NATO, and some of the G8 members actually are, have some real issues with NATO. I mentioned Russia, for example. So, but clearly it was involved in missions in Kosovo. It's involved in Afghanistan. It was involved in Libya and in Bosnia. So it's moved out of area. So, NATO has evolved in that regard. Oh. And so what its role is going to be is a concern. France wants nuclear independence for itself. It does not want nuclear independence for Iran. France developed a nuclear capability precisely because what happened during the Cold War is the United States extended its nuclear umbrella over Western Europe and said, the NATO alliance is an attack on one, is an attack on all. We'll protect you with nukes. Well, France said, well, we don't really know that we can count on that. Are you really willing to risk World War III for us? We would prefer to have our own nuclear deterrent. So France has nuclear weapons, so does Britain. The United States, Russia, China, South Korea has something. Its delivery systems are not great. Israel is presumed to have nuclear weapons, although it has not publicly admitted that. And Pakistan and India do, but so far they both have only regional delivery capability. So their weapons are basically aimed at each other. When the G8, which was before the collapse of the Soviet Union, the G7 was a capitalist organization. Essentially, it was created, within the Western, within not just the Western, but within the non-communist world, which excluded the two communist giants. Well, that has changed some, but China is still outside that. I think over time, and for all practical purposes, that'll change because China is an economic giant